Hello and welcome to the 19th episode of XCOM Enemy Unknown. For once, the soldiers of XCOM get to take the initiative and bring the fight to the aliens' doorstep instead of simply reacting to what they've done.
God only knows what they're doing to these people. All the more reason to blow them to hell. Get moving.
The XCOMers have no idea how many aliens might be occupying this base or what their capabilities will be, so you can bet that even more than usual they'll be taking it very slow and steady.
It looks like we found where they've been taking the abductees, but that still doesn't explain what the purpose of all this is.
Having searched the area to the left of their entry point and found nothing, they'll now start heading over to the right-hand side of this first room before they'll feel comfortable moving on. Now, just as on the other side of the room, they're not finding anything here, but they are hearing noises on the other side of that door over to the left. Now, unfortunately, that's going to mean a bit of backtracking, but they'll work their way over there and see what there is to be seen.
Positive enemy contacts.
It looks like a pair of heavy floaters have gotten the duty of officially greeting the XCOM squad. And Evans is going to say hello in her own special way with a pair of devastating plasma attacks. Vorobyov tries to follow that up with a shot of his own, but can't quite connect. Kuznetsova does manage to hit, but perhaps not for quite as much damage as she hoped. Baroto doesn't much care for his chances of hitting with that laser rifle, so he decides to rely on something a little more explosive.
With pleasure.
So Baroto's rocket hit to good effect, but one of the floaters is still alive and he retaliates viciously with a well-placed grenade. Fortunately, Kuznetsova is their guardian angel in the sky, and she puts him down.
Open fire.
Literally, no sooner is the first pair of heavy floaters killed than we see a second one, but at least they didn't show up at the same time. Baroto takes a shot, but he doesn't really have a great chance to hit, and in fact doesn't. So to avoid presenting a good grenade target for them, he moves off to the side, and Vorobyov throws a smoke grenade to try and give them a little protection here for the next couple of minutes.
Scanning. Eyes peeled, Commander.
Despite an attempt to present a less tempting grenade target, the heavy floater still chose to throw one, but at least only one of the squad got hit by it. The snipers, meanwhile, have realized that they aren't really in a great position to support the rest of the squad, so they're coming in for a landing closer to the action.
Got it covered.
The squad was hoping that by staying back they would draw the aliens in. That strategy isn't really working too well. But Evans is going to see if she can make them pay for holding their position. And she hits both times.
X-ray neutralized.
And Kuznetsova continues her impressive string of kills to start this mission. Romero follows that up with a punishing shot of her own. Baroto tries to finish the job but can't quite pull it off. So, since he's not going to get credit for the kill,
X-ray down.
Romero puts him down. With a lull in the action, Vorobyov moves up to heal Evans. Those two grenades took a pretty good bite out of her, and it makes sense to heal up before she keeps going.
Let's do this. Roger that. Scanning.
Good to go.
With no more aliens in sight, there's no point staying where they are, and there are clearly sounds in front of them that lead them forward. It takes a little time to work their way to the edge of the room, but they finally make it to the portal. Unfortunately, when they open it, it's somewhat anticlimactic, no sign of any aliens, so it's up to Evans to go in and investigate.
I'm on it.
On Overwatch.
On Overwatch.
You hear that?
Once again, their ears tell them they're on the right track, and the eyes are soon able to confirm it. A pair of Muton elites are loaded for bear and looking for trouble. Unfortunately for them, they're out of their league this time because Romero guns one down before he even knows she's there. Evans and Baroto decide to pull back and draw this second Muton elite into the line of fire of the snipers. We'll see in a moment whether that works or not.
They're trying to pull back.
The strategy of drawing the Muton out has worked. Now Kuznetsova is going to see what she can do about it. And she drilled him for some major damage. Now it's up to Evans to see if she can finish the job.
Hunt him down.
And so far, it's girls' night out here at the alien base. I'm not sure the men have a single kill to their credit.
Eyes field, Commander. Moving to Overwatch.
Come get some.
So far, the soldiers have acquitted themselves well. They've taken down 4 heavy floaters and 2 Muton elites. Not a lightweight in that bunch. Granted, they have suffered some wounds in return, but nothing too serious and nothing that couldn't be patched up. We can only hope that as they continue, they manage to do as well.
Rocket packs a go.
Now that they've managed to get a toehold in this new area, the snipers once again take flight, and hopefully they'll be able to provide effective cover fire anywhere in this zone.
Weapons hot.
Whatever else happens today, it's clear there will be no shortage of heavy floaters encountered. Romero draws down on the first one and tags him. Not one to change a winning formula, she takes aim, fires again, and nails him. So he's not dead yet, but he's well on the way. Vorobyov tries to finish the job, but his cold streak continues. Kuznetsova says, "Enough is enough," and plants him. The good news is one heavy floater is down, The bad news is it took all of the squad to do it, and there's still one left alive.
Damn it!
They're falling back!
Fortunately, he misses Romero, and he's out in the open, so he may not be long for this world. Evans does her part, tags him once, tags him twice. Vorobyov has a solid chance, but he just cannot buy a kill today. Kuznetsova, on the other hand, she can't miss.
Good to go.
The two heavy floaters are down, but they don't know that this room is clear yet. So I expect a round of Overwatch and reloads before they continue.
Engage.
Now, Overwatch. Aye, aye.
Oh, yeah. Roger. I've got my eyes on.
Reloaded. What's making that noise?
So by the sound of it, they are not alone in this room. There may well be aliens over there on the left, up ahead. But if there are, they're out of sight from that position in the corner there. Vorobyov is going to try to work his way up there, but before they can find anything on the left, they come across a Berserker and Muton to the right. The Muton is dangerous, but that Berserker is incredibly lethal, so Romero lines up the shot and manages to wound him. Unfortunately, when he charges forward, he goes just out of the line of sight, so she has no choice but to target the Muton instead. And as we've seen many times before, that roar has triggered a reaction in Romero, but perhaps not resulting quite the way that Muton would have liked. The squad can now focus fire on the Berserker. Baroto's going to lead things off. He's got a solid chance to hit. It looks good, but somehow he missed.
Hunt him down.
Evan's turn, and she's going to use her rapid fire ability to take a pair of shots. Tags him once, tags him twice. And when he moves forward, she gets a third shot off using her close combat specialist training, but can't hit for the third time in a row. Now, Vorobyov has struggled badly today, but this time he's at point blank range and he blows that thing apart. Hopefully that'll break the ice for him today, and from this point forward he'll be the steady soldier we've known him to be since he joined the squad. It's worth remembering they did hear noises off to the left, yes, and now they are again. Killing that pair of aliens does not make this room safe. It was a great step forward, but they need to be on their guard and be ready for pretty much anything.
Good to go. Affirmative. Covering now.
Contact.
And they find another pair of aliens on the right-hand side, another Berserker and Muton. Evans is going to get the honor of first shot at that Berserker. She nails him once and nails him twice. Now it'll be Kuznetsova's turn, and it looks like this is an all but guaranteed hit. And sure enough, she does. He's not happy, but let him roar. He's badly wounded now, and Baroto manages to finish the job. So like Vorobyov before him, maybe this is the beginning of some good things. And speaking of Vorobyov, he did indeed connect on that shot, so it does look like he may be settling down a bit. Now that he's done a good job of setting this Mouton up, Romero is going to see if she can knock him down.
No longer a threat.
So far, having the two snipers in their Archangel armor seems to be working very well. They don't necessarily have a good shot every single time, but an awful lot of the time they do, and they have gotten a number of kills today, as well as badly wounding aliens so that others can finish the job. Overall, I would say the strategy has been very successful so far, but we're not done yet, and let's see what happens next.
Shut up. Listen.
Once again, they hear these noises from the left side of the room. Now, they've killed so many on the right that you would have to think that there's finally a clear path to get to whatever it is they keep hearing, but we'll see what happens.
Contact.
Finally, we see it's a pair of chrysalids. It looks like one is more or less running away. That's pretty good for the soldiers. They're going to get a chance to focus fire on this one, and, well, that was quick. Now we're down to one chrysalid, and all of the squad will just go on Overwatch. My suspicion is if that thing comes back, it's going to get ugly quick.
Oh, damn it.
Damn it!
Got him.
And the chrysalid tried to run the gauntlet, did draw some misses, but I believe from what I could tell that Romero and Vorobyov planted them. This is a little unusual. Normally when we see these drones, they're flanking either a cyberdisk or a sectopod. There's no sign of either one of those in this room. I'm sure the XCOMers will keep an eye out just in case there's one, around the corner. But that does seem unlikely, so it looks like they're just going to get a pair of easy drone kills. Kind of like that.
On Overwatch. Roger.
Moving to
got my eyes on.
Overwatch.
We've been hearing what sounds like a sectopod since the soldiers got here, but he's obviously not in this room, so at this point there's not much left for the soldiers to do but move forward toward the door. Before they move on, Vorobyov takes a second to heal Baroto up.
You'll be fine.
Well, that was a bit of an anticlimactic reveal for anybody looking for a larger space, but it does tell the snipers that they need to move forward if they're going to be useful for this next encounter.
It's go time.
We find another pair of drones without either a sectopod or cyberdisk in tow. That just makes them fairly easy targets, frankly. Baroto takes one out, and let's see if Evans can do the same.
I'm about to start keeping score.
The path is now clear to enter the room, so Evans does just that, and at last we find that sectopod we've been hearing stomping around this entire time.
Something of that size.
We could probably spend years analyzing the inner workings of that thing.
Unfortunately, as noted on the bottom of the screen, a couple minutes of the footage from this mission were damaged, and so we lost the fight of the sectopod. But what the soldiers were able to do was enter the room and position themselves so that they opened fire on him all virtually simultaneously. He was destroyed without incident. You can see the remains near the two snipers. Obviously, we apologize that a technical glitch robbed you of viewing one of the more climactic moments of the mission, but we're now going to continue as the soldiers exploring what appears to be the final room.
Roger that. Roger that. Scanning.
As you may notice, the squad has split into pairs, one taking the left, one taking the right, and then of course the two snipers will provide fire from the rear. Obviously they don't know what's waiting for them just up ahead. The hope is that it will be that alien that Dr. Valen uncovered in her interrogations. They continue to inch their way forward since this is something they have not had to fight before. There's really no guessing what its capabilities might be. And let's face it, the ones they do know are dangerous enough. They obviously don't want to take any unnecessary chances.
I've got eyes on.
Quiet. Did you hear something?
And finally, they get an indication with their own senses that they're not alone in this room. Now, Romero is pulling a last-minute audible. Instead of staying there towards the back of the room where she was afraid she might have an obstructed view, she's moving over to that platform.
Almost looks like a larger version of the sectoid, but something is different. What is that energy?
And they have found their prey, so now I suppose we need to find out whether it is their prey or perhaps their hunter. Since it moved out of sight behind cover, the soldiers decide to follow suit and go on Overwatch. The alien went for an aggressive approach to come after Evans. We'll see how that works out for him. It looks like Romero's last second move was a good idea because she has a clean shot and takes it. And she burns him for major damage. With the creature near death, Baroto moves over and his goal is to finish the job. Mission accomplished.
Their device. The aliens are running out of secrets.
It's imperative that we begin the research as soon as possible.
Obviously, we won't know the significance of that device they found by the alien until Dr. Valen and Dr. Shen have a chance to research it, but I think it's safe to say the soldiers feel pretty good about what they've managed to do today.
Central, this is Big Sky. The rubber's on the road and the kids are in the back seat. Over.
Roger that, Voodoo 3-1. See you inside. Central out.
Commander, the existence of this artifact, which we believe to be a communication device of some kind, begs the question. If the sectoid commander was the alien leader, then who or what was it communicating with? I believe this is indeed the same creature we encountered when we made first contact with the aliens. As we have observed, it is somehow capable of using its mind as a weapon. If we were to study this specimen's brain tissue, perhaps we might be able to adapt this ability for our own purposes.
Research will continue, but the commander and crew in the meantime have managed to reduce panic to minimal levels around the world and built up a fleet of firestorms equipped with plasma cannons at every base.
Wait, what did you do? Shut it down!
Do not touch anything! This could be what we've been waiting for.
It's ripping itself apart! Shut it down, now! It could destroy the whole base!
9! Give it time. For once. Trust me.
What's it doing now? It's... working. Sir, new data is inbound from the hyperwave uplink.
So they've now discovered the existence of a new overseer UFO and located it. So the commander is going to scramble a firestorm to see if he can bring it down.
We have eyes on the bandit.
Expanded UFO tracking enabled.
Well, it took a number of shots, but in the end, the firestorm did its job admirably. Satellite photos show the soldiers can expect some stiff resistance down there, including some Muton elites and Sectopod. Commander gathers the squad and he's going to swap out Romero for Lieutenant Bernard. His thinking is that in the confines of the ship, 2 snipers might not be the best choice. And with that done, they are on their way. That's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time for Operation Flying Vengeance, when the soldiers will take on the alien overseer ship.